Are energy vampires real? Hi, I'm Alan Gordon, author and creator of the Cycle of Mind System of Mental Training and the School of Ancient Wisdom. And in this video, we're going to explore if energy vampires really exist. But more importantly, I want you to look at your own behaviors and determine if you might be an energy sucker, an energy crusher, or an energy bomber. In other videos, I've talked many times about how all of us grow up with a subconscious imbalance. And this comes from the very early years in our life where our self-image is formed. Everything that we believe about ourselves is formed by the age of 3. And we spend the rest of our lives acting out on these self-beliefs. So for example, if your subconscious image is positive, you act out positive behaviors. You're pleasant to be around. You're uplifting to others, and you add energy to all the situations that you get involved in. But if your self-beliefs are negative, in other words, if you have emotional voids subconsciously, then you're constantly behaving in a way to try to fill that void, and it's usually at the expense of others, and that's where these different energy personalities come in. I'm really not happy with the word vampire because it sounds like the person who's doing these things is a bad person, but that's not necessarily true. People who engage in these types of behaviors are simply emotionally out of balance, and they're just not aware, like you are, that their behaviors are driven by subconscious emotional wounds. An emotionally draining person, I'm not talking about someone you disagree with or argue with. It goes beyond that. I'm talking about people that you dread having to spend time with because they make you feel exhausted or emotionally upset. Now, normally you would tend to avoid these people because they make every situation unhappy. In fact, most likely you've already moved on from a lot of emotionally negative people in your life, but the truth is you can't remove all of them. Family members, co-workers, maybe even your boss has one of these types of personalities. Well, even if you can't remove these people from your life, you can begin to understand what makes them tick, what causes them to behave in these ways. And you can learn to spot their tactics, and you can protect yourself from their negative effects. So there are 3 basic categories of these energy people. One I call energy suckers, energy destroyers, and energy bombers. Energy suckers pull you in with their own weakness. They create perpetual problems just for the purpose of pulling you into their lives. They draw you into their emotional orbit by asking you to help them, and they appeal to your ego so they can borrow your strength. They're always the victim of some situation or another, and they probably are going to try to make you feel guilty if you won't help them. And then at the highest level, they become very clingy, like they'll always stay by your side, and so they want everyone to see that you are their protector. They suck you into their weakness with the false belief that your strength somehow is going to relieve their own emotional unhappiness. And if you ever get tired of their drama and you decide to cut ties with an energy sucker, right, and you just pull yourself out of their orbit, immediately they will search and find somebody else to draw into their unhappiness and protect them. See, if it's not you, they'll find someone else because they always need an emotional protector. The second type of person I call an energy crusher. They prey on your happiness. They cut you down to satisfy themselves. Energy suckers, the first kind, they need your energy to lift them up. But the second type crushes your energy. Anytime they sense any positive energy in a situation, they crush it. And they're really good at doing it. And when they crush your energy, it fills their own insecurity. They don't want anyone else to be happier or more successful than they are. Maybe they're the type of person who's very dominant and they dominate a situation. Nobody else can be more important than they are. Nobody else can get more attention than they can. Or maybe when you share good news with them, rather than share in your happiness, they remind you of something negative. They crush you down. Like, for example, when you showed your parents an A on your report card and they reminded you, well, that A is great, but what about that C you had 5 years ago? Or, Dad, did you see I hit a home run in the game? Well, sure you hit a home run, but you also struck out, didn't you? In corporate meetings, you can definitely spot these energy crushers because they're the ones that skip right over the good news and they bring up all the negative, all the complaints in the office, all the problems, all the failures. They cut off your positive force to bring you back to their level. They push you down in order to feel good about themselves. The third type I call energy bombers. These are the people who thrive on drama and chaos. When things are going smoothly in a group, you can always count on them to create a problem. They're masters of gossip, getting one against the other, and they prey on the emotional insecurity of other people. And they know exactly how to push buttons, right, to get you riled up. And you getting riled up fills the emotional void in their own lives. See, the more you get sucked into the drama, the more negative you get, the happier they are. They thrive on the negative energies of others. They become happy not when you're unhappy, but when you're upset and out of balance. All three of these types, energy suckers, energy crushers, and energy bombers, all of them suffer from a subconscious sense of insecurity. One draws your energy to fill their subconscious void. The other one crushes your energy to protect a subconscious wound that they feel inferior. And the third type fills their insecurity by keeping everything always stirred up and everybody on edge. Now, the opposite of these emotional vampires are emotional motivators. Emotional motivators begin with a stable, positive self-image. They believe in their own self-worth, and they see the happiness in everyone around them. They're focused on a higher purpose in their life, and they take self-responsibility for their happiness and their success. They're naturally drawn to the good side of every person, and they always see the positive in every situation. These are people that you feel drawn to. You want to spend time, you want to be around them. They give you energy and they make you feel fantastic about yourself when you're inside their orbit. So you always want to be involved in what they're doing. The most important thing you can do is to increase your self-awareness. And what it's going to do, it's going to allow you to observe all of your relationships. It's going to allow you to observe the energy flowing in and out of your life and to remove yourself from negative energy-sucking relationships. And you're going to be able to start to identify people who are sucking your energy or pushing you down or creating constant drama. See, at the end of the day, those people are going to play their emotional games. But it is you who allows them to affect you or don't allow them to affect you. You're in control of your own energy. You can't control them, but you absolutely can change yourself. And that's why developing your self-awareness is so important. As you become more self-aware, you can observe your own behaviors. Take a minute right now, be self-aware, and really think about your own behaviors. Are there areas of your life where you feel like you're waiting for somebody else to do something? You're dependent on the energy and the ideas of others for your success. Are there times in your life when you remind people of their failures? Are there times where maybe you just feel like it's fun to push somebody's button and create unnecessary drama? These behaviors within you may be very subtle, but as you become more self-aware of the energy that you give out and the energy that's coming into your life, you can begin to spot these behaviors in yourself. And I want you to think about all the people in your life and ask yourself this really important question. When they think of you, do they unconsciously avoid you because you bring their energy down? Or are they excited to be around you because you bring their energy up? So you want to be an energy motivator. If you want to learn more about building your own self-awareness, if you want to learn how to be happier and more successful at a whole different level, if you want to take control of your subconscious beliefs and build your self-esteem from within, if you want to become an energy motivator, check out the School of Ancient Wisdom. And I particularly want you to focus on the study track on self-awareness. I'll see you at the next video.